Hello. Olivia here, and welcome to today's video training. And today we are going to talk about how to decide if a specific website or a specific podcast is great for your media strategy or not. So, um, the four main things that make a specific website or podcast a great media target are: first thing, they must have the right audience type for you. So yesterday we talked about finding at least 3 or 4 different audiences that you can target with your media strategy. And today I want to tell you this. The first question that you have to ask yourself when evaluating if a specific media outlet is great for you or not is this: does this website or podcast or magazine have as an audience the people from my own target audiences? And if the answer is yes, then you can go ahead and check and have a look at the other 3 things that I will share with you today. If not, then please go back to the blackboard and do your research all over again and find other outlets that are great. The second thing to look at is the audience. And this means basically how many people are following that specific website, how many people are listening to this specific podcast, and how engaged are they. Because you can write an article for, let's say, a website that has 3 million readers every month, and still you can still have 0 results in terms of building your email list. And this is because if the readers are not engaged, they are not going to engage with your article. So they are not going to feel motivated to take any action that you want them to take, no matter how good your call to action is, or how good your article is, or how many links to your website you include in your article. So, how do you find how many? How do you find what is the traffic numbers for a specific website? This is actually very easy. So here you have an URL to a great tool that will help you do this, and it's a free tool. And let me just show you. So if you go here, trafficestimate.com. Okay. So this is it. And let's say that I want to check out the traffic for Tiny Buddha. Okay, so I just insert tinybuddha.com. I press on search, and this is it. So here you have the breakdown of the traffic that Tiny Buddha has had over the past 1 year, actually. So I can see that here I can see a spike. So basically this tells me that in March they have probably published a lot more articles than they used to, or maybe they had promotion of some kind. And I can see that in average they get about probably about 900,000 people, so close to 1 million people every month come to tinybuddha.com and read whatever articles they want on there. Okay, so let's get back to the presentation. So if you check out a podcast, you have to estimate like how many people listen to this podcast, and you can basically go to Google, find the name of the host, and then look up this name of the host on social media and see how many followers does she or he have there. Or I know that some platforms, because there are several platforms that can host your podcast, and some of those platforms also tell you how many downloads a specific episode has had. So look at those numbers. And then the third thing to look at is if they actually accept any guests on their platform. Because not every website out there, not every blog, not every podcast are actually open to invite other people to write for them, or talk to their audience as experts in their field. So for websites, it is very easily to find out. You go to Google, and in the search bar you type in the website URL that you are researching, and the words "write for us" or "become a contributor." And I'm going to quickly demonstrate this. So I will open okay, this is a search bar that I have on my Internet Explorer. So here I go, let's take Mind Body Green, right? So I insert mindbodygreen.com and write for us. And then we press enter. And ta-da! So the first link that comes here is the actual page where Mind Body Green, on Mind Body Green, that where you can see exactly how you can write for them. So this means they accept guest bloggers, and if you click on this link, you will find all the information you need on how to send your pitch, what kind of content they like, and what rules you should follow. Let me just close this. And now, if you research a particular website, oops, let's go back. Okay, so if you research a particular website and you cannot find, it is not very obvious if they accept guest experts to write for them. Like if you don't find a Write for Us page, this doesn't mean that they don't actually, they're not open to featuring other people. And this happens a lot, especially with smaller blogs, where the blogger doesn't have like a standard guest blogging submission or guest blogging guidelines page. So what you can do is go to the blog, go to that particular website, go through the content, and try to figure out if all the content published has been only written by the blogger himself, or if you can maybe find articles written by different contributors. And if you can find those kind of articles, then please go ahead, find the email address of the blogger or their contact page, and just submit a quick question. You don't have anything to lose. Also, if you research a podcast, it's very easy to Where am I? Okay, so it's very easily to go through the different titles, the different episodes, the different titles of the episodes they published, and see if they had any contributor, any guests, speakers, any interviews before. Now, the fourth thing to look at is how much flexible they are in terms of allowing any self-promotion, because this is like this. I mean, this might be like an obvious thing. I mean, if you spend time writing a very good article that they can use to entertain or to educate their audience, you should actually get something in return. But you'd be surprised that there are lots of websites out there who actually tell you that, okay, you can write for me, but you get no links back. And this is because I think that a lot of bloggers misunderstood Google's SEO rules. So the story is that a few years ago, Google started to penalize the websites that published a lot of links to a lot of other blogs. And this is because a lot of them were just spammy. I mean, there were articles written by people who would only do this as a way of inserting links in the article. So I even saw something like, if I remember correctly, I saw something like an article on parenting or something like this in the family field, and it was very poorly written, and inside the article there were all those links that led to other websites that had nothing to do with the parenting topic or the family topic. So these things were very spammy back then. So Google just wanted to incentive people to produce great quality content. So a lot of bloggers, as I said, misunderstand those rules, those new Google rules. So they are basically afraid of putting any links in their blogs. So if you find a website that doesn't allow you to insert any links back to your own website, then please don't take the time to write for them, okay? Because it's not going to do any benefit for you. Then, so how do you find this out? It's easy. Actually, all you have to do is to carefully read their guest blogging guidelines. And some of the websites out there are very clear on what kind of links they accept and where. So they can accept links inside the article, which is great. But some of them allow you to insert links only in your author biography, which is still good. Or if you cannot find this information in their guest blogging guidelines, you have to go through the website, look at some previous guest posts written by other people, and see exactly what those people inserted there. And I want to show you exactly what I mean. So if I go to MindBodyGrian again, in the relationship vertical, okay, I want to show you two different guest contributors bios. And this is a bio from a person who looks an expert actually in her field, but she doesn't insert any links back to her website. So maybe she doesn't have a website, in which case, of course, what links should she insert here? But all she did was to insert links to her social media profiles. And we have another one which is completely different in the same vertical, relationships. We have a biography where the contributor inserted the links to her social media profiles and a link back to her website. And this is like the way to do it, actually. Great, so let's just get back to our presentation. Okay, in terms of podcasts, so if you're researching a podcast and you want to figure out if they are flexible in terms of self-promotion, all you have to do is listen to a few episodes where they have interviewed other people, or they had other people as guests in some way, and also read the blurbs for those particular episodes, and then you can very easily see if those guests on the podcast promoted anything, like their website, their program, their book, or whatever they wanted to. Okay, so this is it for today. Now, what actions should you take today? And again, the estimated needed time for this is no more than 10 minutes. So first, pick one website or one podcast that you want to write for or you want to be a guest on, and check out, research this particular website or podcast and check out if it has the 4 requirements I talked about in this video training. And then please post your conclusions in the group below this video so that I can give you feedback. And also, if you have other questions, if you get stuck, please comment below this video, tag me in your comment, and I will get back to you as soon as possible. So that's it. Thank you guys for watching this. I'm looking forward to coming back with tomorrow's training videos where we will learn some other cool things about putting together a winning media strategy. Have a great day, everyone, and see you tomorrow. Bye bye.